Today is March 26, 2014, and we are interviewing Rocky Altgilbers at the Illinois State Library. Rocky is 64 years of age, having been born on April 26, 1950. My name is Tracy Altgilbers, and I'll be the interviewer. Rocky, could you state for the recording what war and branch of service you served in?
Vietnam, United States Army.
What was your rank?
I was a specialist, 4th class.
Where did you serve?
Vietnam, Cambodia.
Did you get immersed in the culture where you were stationed?
No.
If so, how? What, if any, mementos did you bring back with you?
Brought back my short timer stick. It was a 50 caliber machine gun round. It was all brass and had the center out of a 105 howitzer shell, and it was about that long, and you just polished it brass, carried it with you.
Okay, thank you. What was your job assignment?
Well, I went in and I became an RTO. It's RTO, went out in the bush with the infantry, we hunted. Then we went to Cambodia. I was an RTO. We had a recon sergeant that faked malaria because he was petrified of being there. He got medevaced. I became the recon sergeant and the RTO. And we'd go around, we would search and destroy, we would call artillery, aircraft, bombs. That was our job.
Thank you. Did you see combat? Were there casualties in your unit?
Yeah, I seen combat. Yeah, there was casualties in our unit. I lost all my friends. I haven't had friends that were closer to me than brothers since. They all died at one time. In Cambodia, an ambush out. Yeah, I seen combat.
Did you sustain any injuries?
I was hit in the left hand by shrapnel. It took me off the top of an APC, and if it hadn't been for that shrapnel hit me in the hand and knocked me off balance, I'd be dead. Because the forward observer sat across from me. He took 4 rounds plus the brunt of the RPG, and it blew his body to pieces. And he was still alive. And he kept screaming, screaming. And people around him just started dying. It was an ambush. It wasn't a good time. I really want to say what's on my mind instead of just part of your questions. I got a lot of other things to say.
Yeah.
What do you need? What else?
Were you a prisoner of war?
No.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
Yes.
And what did you receive them for?
What did I receive them for?
Mm-hmm.
Being good. Being a good killer, maybe. Making decisions about people's lives that you don't even know. The only thing you got against them is they're trying to kill you. You don't know why, and you don't really think about it at the time, and you kill them. That's your decision. You make it in the bed of the night. 19 years old, I learned how to kill people. I would have rather learned how to go to college, study, do something, relax, have fun in my life. My life ended as I knew it in Cambodia in 1970. I never got to come home. My body came home. My innocence is in Cambodia. My decisions to kill made me a different person.
Stop.
No, I won't fucking stop.
Stop.
You get tired of killing people. You get tired of making decisions. You destroy what's there because if you don't, they'll come back that night to kill you. We were in firefights sometimes a day, 2 days. Then there's days you searched and found. You found the base camps, you found the training camp, you found whatever the hell was in the area, and then you planned to destroy it. What else you got?
How did you get along with the officers and fellow soldiers?
They were like brothers to me. You don't understand officers over there. It's different over there. You are a brother to the officer. You will die for him. He will die for you. He will lead you into battles, and you got to have faith that that man made the right decision. If he didn't, then you have to do what comes. But I have nothing to say. They're all heroes to me. I'm here physically. I'm not here innocently.
Did you keep a personal diary?
No. Only in my mind.
Were you able to stay in touch with your family?
My family in the States? Is that what you want?
Yes.
You could write them. You would send it out. You would have to wait for a helicopter to come in with supplies. You would put the mail bag on the helicopter and hope it didn't get shot out of the air. Then they would mail it. Then you would get mail back. And certain days in a month when you got resupplied, they would bring the mail out. And you would protect those helicopters with everything you had because they had your lifeblood. They had your soda, beer, your ice, your cigarettes, your candy. They had everything, your mail. It was like bringing you a little store. And they could only do it when we weren't in firefights and the area was clear.
Did you do or have something special for good luck?
Yeah. I wore several different St. Christopher medals around my neck. I would get them from priests at different base camps, and they would bless them. I would put them on, and after every firefight, I would have that St. Christopher medal between my teeth and wouldn't realize I put it there until the firefight was over. And I would chew them up so bad sometimes that they'd end up getting so thin they just fall apart. And I never realized I kept them between my teeth.
Did you have plenty of supplies?
Yeah. Had plenty of supplies except in Cambodia when we got pinned down. People couldn't get to us. We were firing powder out of the tanks. We didn't have enough charge to few 2 blocks, but we'd scare the hell out of them at night.
What was the food like?
What was it like? Well, if you were in World War II, Korea, and you ate the sea rations, that's exactly what it was like, because that's exactly what we got to eat. We would kill different things. Tiger Scouts would come in, we'd skin it, eat them, make some rice, but you always had sea rations and K rations. I ate them so long that if I ate anything, I'd throw it up. I've ate pineapple out of Cambodia. I've ate snakes. I've ate a stupid monkey. Tiger Scout fixed them. We hung out together a lot with me, him, and George. He was an enemy NBA full-bird colonel. Was captured. Came to our side because they paid more money. He knew everything there was about the enemy, how they worked, how they functioned. And he would kill them as well as he would have killed us, because he was a soldier of fortune. He worked for the money. Money's a lot better on our side. And he knew how to cook anything. And he'd teach us all kinds of stuff, because we lived in the bush. We didn't have a base camp. We didn't have anything except each other. Whatever.
The next question is about R&R. How did you entertain yourself? Were there any entertainers that came to see your units?
We had to go out in the bush to be entertained. We had to come to your base camp. If we were in your area fighting your war, helping you with your situations, and we get things under control, we come out in the bush for 2 days, every 30 to 45 days, and we'd stand down. So we would use your facilities for whatever we needed to do. We'd drink, we'd fight, we'd run women. We'd do whatever we could on your base. That was our R&R. Might go in and get a bath. First bath you've had that month. You can't take a bath in the bush. You take a bath and the gooks find you the same way you find them on the wind. They smell you, you smell them. So you got a bath when you come in. Change clothes, you wore the same clothes.
What did you do when on leave?
I got 5 days in Da Nang, Camp Love. It was an R&R center on the South China Sea. I came in, they flew me in on a chopper. I went in there, I had sheets, I had a mattress, I had a pillow, I had a blanket. I hadn't had any of that in almost a year. I slept, I drank, I swam in the ocean, I watched movies, I drank milkshakes. I hadn't had a milkshake since the States. I had real food. I had knife, fork, spoon, plate, cup, glass. And you run women. Then the 5 days is up, you fly back into Saigon. Unit chopper picks you up and you fly back to the bush. And that's your R&R.
Did you travel while in the service?
Yeah, traveled from base to base. Traveled all over Vietnam. Traveled 8 miles outside of Phnom Penh, capital of Cambodia. We traveled every day, all day. But I only traveled home when it was my time to fly on the Freedom Bird.
Do you recall any particularly, it's a hard word for me, humorous or unusual event while you're on R&R?
Yeah, the movie Bullet come out. I'd never seen it. And we got to watch that with Steve McQueen. And to me, that was a funny movie. A friend of mine was with me, and we had a good time. We laughed, played cards. I won his wife in hearts. We played hearts, and he had so many points he couldn't pay me. So I won his wife when we got home. I never collected, but I used to write her and tell her not to talk too much to him because she belonged to me now. He signed her over. I even had the paper. But we did stuff for fun. We did stuff in the bush for fun, but I don't want to talk about that.
What were some of the pranks that you or others would pull?
Well, we took my RTO. He'd fall asleep every night. You couldn't go to sleep. You had to set it out because they were on guard duty different times. And he'd fall asleep every night with his eyes and mouth open. So we took a poncho and spread it across him, and then drove an APC up on top of him, pinned him down. So when we screamed firefight and started shooting a gun, he couldn't move. And he thought he was dead. We thought it was funny. I could see now it'd be a little nerve-wracking for him, but we got a riot out of it. We just tired of him falling asleep. We put hot sauce in his mouth. He'd just make a face and keep on sleeping.
The following questions are about discharge and post-war. Do you recall the day your service ended?
Oh yeah. I was totally naked in the bathroom at the gas station on Fort Carson, Colorado. I donned civilian clothes from my underwear out, put the top down on my convertible, drove out the gate and flipped everybody on the way out off.
Did the war come to an end, or had you fulfilled your military service?
The war never ended until 1975, April. I left September 1971. My service was done. I mustered out of active service.
Were others discharged with you?
Sure. A lot of guys left that day. I didn't know them. I didn't know anybody. I didn't want to know anybody. I didn't have any friends there. I didn't know people's names. I don't even remember the unit I was in. People tell me I was in such unit. I don't know what I was in. I don't care. Only unit I know is Vietnam. That's my unit. That's my love. That's my life. That's everything to me. The rest of it's bullshit. Just had to do the time. People said, Rocky, what are you here for? What are you fighting for? I said, I'm fighting to go home. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm fighting to go home. I'll only kill you if you try to kill me.
What did you do in the days and weeks afterward?
After getting out, understood what nightmares are, understood what fear was, understand how you see what happened and what you done with the clearest eyes that you could ever imagine. I live with my ghost. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Did you resume a job or start a new career?
I started a job spray painting air compressors. Then I decided to go on the road with a show, and I've done marionette shows from Key West, Florida to International Falls, Minnesota. in schools, colleges, fine art groups, whoever wanted to pay the money. Traveled the United States, couldn't stay still. Couldn't stand a lot of people telling me what to do, how to do things. I knew how to do things. I knew more about life than the people telling me. Because I knew what real life was. They just been here. There's a different life that people live. And they just didn't know mine, and I didn't know them to.
Did you go back to school, and if you did you use your GI Bill
Yep.
to get your education?
Went to mechanic school for a year for diesel and gas engines. I got my little degree, opened a shop, worked 16, 18 hours a day, and then it got on my nerves, people telling me, I want you to do this, call me up, I need you to come now, and I got to thinking, I'm tired of people telling me, and I want to drive in semis so I can be alone, nobody be around me. I rode with God. He come on that night, rode with me when it was bad. But then you can think, you can try to work over your problems, try to work through your head, try to make sense out of things. I'm going to be 64 next month and I can't make sense out of things yet. I've only coped with life. I never got to live it. I just cope with the cards that's on the table at the time and deal with it.
Did you make any close friendships while in the service? Do you continue any of those relationships? And do you attend any reunions?
Yeah, I told you in the beginning, I had friends. It's not even friends. It's closer than your brothers, closer than your dad, your mother. I depend on you to save me, and you depend on me to save you. And I failed, and they died. I couldn't help it. I was behind them instead of with them or in front of them. I didn't see it coming. And I lost all my friends. I cried for 3 weeks. I hurt so bad. I'd never hurt like that before. And it hurts me that bad today. And when they come to see me, they're still who they were. They don't get over. They never got to be a dad. They never got to be a husband. They never got to have children. Yeah, that's my friends. They come see me. They don't say much. They just die again. But at least I wake up before it explodes. I don't make friends. Friends just die. No, I want to finish this.
Has anyone ever thanked you for serving our country?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm wearing this hat. Yeah. People come up, thank you for your service. Where in the hell were they at when I stepped on this earth? December 1970. Why didn't they thank me then? Why didn't they give a shit then? Why didn't they fucking care? I was the lowest piece of shit to come home. They called me a baby killer. And I defended their right to live and breathe. And I didn't know why I was there. I know the United States made a lot of money off of drugs while I was there. I crossed into a foreign country other than the one I was in while I was there. I didn't have permission to do that. And we killed people there. I was in there 30 days before that lioness Nixon said we just crossed the Cambodian border. I'd already lost my friends. They were gone. Yeah. I've seen a couple since I've been back. And we grew apart. They got their adventure in life. They got their sorrows. I got mine. They're not the same. Everybody's war is different. My war was different than the person next to me. It affected me different, but nobody ever gave a shit. They said, when you get back, they're going to ask you, are you sick? Is there something bothering you? If you say yes, they will take you right then and there to a hospital, and you will spend whatever time of your leave at that hospital. I suggest you don't tell them a thing. You say, I'm fine. My mind wasn't fine. I had been killing people. Now you put me in a place and these son of a bitches piss me off. Well, the first thing I want to do is kill that motherfucker. And you tell me I can't. Nobody told me I couldn't dare. They was proud of me. They wanted me to kill them because if we didn't, they was going to kill them. They didn't give a fuck if I got killed. As long as we stop them. People don't understand. Nobody wins a war, man. All you do is kill your young. 19 years old. I could have been a football player in college. My parents didn't have the money to send me to school. I couldn't say, hey, I need college to fund me. Nah, that didn't happen for me. I learned everything I learned through my life by myself. I've done a lot of things, and I've been a lot of places because this is the longest I've ever been here. I finally can settle down. My mind races day and night. I can't read books a lot of times because I read the same paragraphs because my mind is racing. I can't stop it. I don't know why.
Would you encourage young men and women to enlist today?
Yes. I have children in the United States Air Force, and I'm proud of them. I've got a son-in-law in the United States Army, and I'm proud of him. I got a granddaughter in the United States Air Force. I'm proud of them. And my sons that are in the Air Force, and a daughter in Tampa in the Air Force. Yeah, I'm having them get what I didn't get. I told them how to go in and get the education, get the training, be who you want to be. There's not all this, I'm sending you. They're sending poor fighting men time after time after time after time into harm's way and wonder why the suicide rate on the young soldiers is so high. What the hell do you expect? You wore me out. I spent 9 months in the jungle. I was only supposed to spend 4. They wore me out. They're wearing my son-in-law out. They'll be wearing my kids out. My son's special forces. And he picked that because he knows he's all man. And he'll stand his ground like I stood mine. All my kids will. But I want them to have everything I didn't have. I want the service force to give them things they never offered me. And these young men and women are finally getting it. When I come out, nobody gives a shit about you or where you work. They just wanted a body.
This is the last question. What is your opinion of war/history taught in school today?
I don't know what war/history is taught today. Young kids have asked me about Vietnam. And I ask them, what do you know about it? Well, nothing. Our history books don't really cover. So I haven't seen a history book. I don't know what it said. But I would imagine they covered it up. And they don't say much about it because it wasn't a likable war. They started it, we sent into a country, been fighting from day one, and we were sent for no reason. They had nothing to offer. There's nothing in the country unless you like rice and rubber trees. What the hell did I go for? Why was I fighting people? The North and the South separated at the DMZ. It's like North and South Korea. Who gives a shit? Let them fight. Why the hell you got me over there trying to be protecting one side or the other? It wasn't my business. It's not our business. Not our business to be in Afghanistan, Iraq, none of that shit. Idiots poke their face in shit. Ain't got no business there. I think war sucks, and if you've never been there, don't condemn anybody that has, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The last question, is there anything you'd like to add or say before the interview is over?
I'd like to say, if you see my face, because I'm going to look you dead in the eye, I'm going to be 64. I never got to come home. If anybody hears this, watches this, if you're young people, understand, when you kill people, your life will change. Your memories will change. War's not what the hell they tell you it is. It's in your mind all the time. War never stops. You're never innocent again. I watched my family from outside in. I don't feel part of anything. I don't have a warm, fuzzy feeling. A lot of times, and when I got home, I didn't have sympathy. If you were dying on the ground, I didn't give a shit. Just get out of my way, don't bother me with it. Understand, this country will put you places you don't want to be, and you always notice the ones that are putting you there, not with you, because their balls ain't big enough to be where you are. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you.
You did a good job.
Absolutely.
No, I just didn't get to say a lot of what I really felt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me walk out.
Yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
Been a pleasure, my friend.
I want
Always.
to thank you, but I know what you just said. And, so I can't understand what you went through. I was just a few years behind. I had a real close friend, and his older brother didn't come home. And I remember him driving us in a car real fast when he was home on leave. And he didn't come back. And that's the only guy I ever knew. And you did shit that you didn't need to do for the rest of us. Thanks for that. And thanks for letting me carry you around. I'm so sorry. I had to do that.
Just be thankful you did it.
I am thankful. I got this crappy leg that I was born with. And I thought about it when you were talking about getting shot in your hand and getting saved. It would have saved me if I'd have been on a draft number at a certain time. Anyway, thank you, man. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Georgia.